NBA Finals is here. We got the San Antonio Spurs against the New York Knicks. This is actually a rematch from the 1999 NBA Finals. A Patrick Ewing-less Knicks team, led by Sprewell and Allen Houston, lost to the Spurs 4-1. It's been 27 years since the Knicks have been to an NBA Finals. It's been 53 years since the Knicks have won an NBA Final. So we're about to preview the NBA Finals. But before I get into that, I want to talk about my trip to Sacramento via Southwest Airlines, because it's going to be a preview of how New York's going to act if the Knicks win the game or even win this series. So there's no more free bag check. So it is full contact boarding at all Southwest terminals, because you don't want your bags to not get on the plane. So they're pushing and screaming like it's a Black Friday sale at Target and there's a 72-inch screen TV. I got bumped 3 times going in. People yelling, people screaming, out of control, chaos. It's crazy, pushing, shoving. And that's what New York City, 7th Avenue is going to look like after each win in the NBA Finals. And if the Knicks win this whole thing, it's going to be like SantaCon full of drunk Knicks fans. New York City on New Year's Eve with Ryan Seacrest at Times Square. That's what every night's going to be. And if they win it, it's going to be like 4th of July, Jersey Shore. And I want to tell you right here, right now, I can't wait for this NBA Finals. You've got the young dudes from San Antonio against the Grizzly vets and the underappreciated Knicks. The Knicks are a better story, but San Antonio is a better team. Who do you got winning this series?
David versus Goliath. Brunson's what, 6'2"?
With lifts in his shoes.
On his tiptoes. I heard someone say that, just to go back to that Game 7 in OKC, that OKC spent the whole season proving they were the best team in the league, while the Spurs spent 7 games proving they are the team and franchise of the future. And that's exactly what came out of it. The Spurs proved that they were deep. Like deeper than we thought. We thought they went 9 deep, but there's like depth, not necessarily beyond that, but each one is capable of scoring any given night. Like what we saw with, pronounce his name, Champagne? Champagne had 20 in Game 7. His name. Went 5 of 9 from 3. I don't know. The only thing I could see helping the Knicks is they only played 4 games. That was a grinded out Spurs. I mean, they acted like they had won the title, which they beat the best team in the league. Go back to your Southwest. Like, it's 2 different franchises, 2 different markets. One of the biggest market versus the smallest, nearly. But I think what we see, especially after that win, is the Spurs becoming kind of the Tim Duncan-esque era, if you would, centered around Wemby. And I think they win 4-1 again. 27 years. I think they win 4 games to 1 again. The Knicks might get the first one just due to the circumstances of them playing so quickly after they played 7 games, but they won't win another one.
I think the Knicks get one, and I think you're right. They might get the first one. They've had a lot of time off. It will be like rest versus rust. What's interesting to me is how each team got here. The Knicks built their team through trades and free agency. Brunson, Cat, Bridges. The Spurs got here through the draft. Wemby, Castle, Harper. They have some free agent acquisitions. But I agree with you. I think the Spurs have the best player in the world, the best player in this series, and a better overall supporting cast. What knocked OKC out of it was Shea was great, but your boy Chet just kind of disappeared. And Jalen Williams was out. Ajay Mitchell was out. Yeah, but De'Aaron Fox was hurt. Harper was hurt. And then you got to see other pieces of the Spurs step up and win it. I think they're playing with so much momentum, so much swagger. And Wemby changes things defensively, where Brunson's not going to be able to get to all of those easy shots in and around in the paint. And I don't know how you stop Wemby. And if he's cooking and Harper's cooking and Fox just kind of does the veteran stuff, I got Spurs in 6. because I think they'll win in 6, but more importantly, I want to see the Knicks win at least one,
in MSG.
maybe 2.
The lights may be a little too bright initially for the Spurs and MSG. I mean, you weren't seeing this. You're not going to see the same stars you have in Celebrity Row that you'd see in San Antonio or Oklahoma City. That's the obvious. But also, I think what you said to kind of the floaters, like actually 2 things. One, my question to you is, where would the Knicks have landed in the Western Conference in playoff spot?
Definitely not 1, definitely not 2. Benefit of the doubt, maybe a 3 or 4 seed.
Maybe 3 or 4. I think the confidence, you mentioned swagger, but confidence would be the word I use. You just beat the best team. And you beat the best team with the best player, the MVP. You have all the confidence. And then you're going to come up against the Knicks? Like, I get it, the Knicks are good, but again, they're the 4 seed in your own division. So you shouldn't, and I'm sure that's what Mitch Johnson's telling them. Now just go finish the job. This is in Mortal Kombat where the guy's wobbling and it says, finish him. Just do the fatality and take care of him. Because you do have the best player in the NBA now. And you have a supporting cast that can do it all too. And Champagne went to St. John's. He's going to try to put up big numbers in MSG. It's going to be, what was the point differential in the regular season against OKC for Spurs? I think they won by an average when they did win by 14 or more.
Something like that.
They'll boat race them a few games. Like, it's going to be bad, in my opinion.
Well, it's kind of like, take you back a little bit. It's kind of like the Bulls getting over the hump, beating the Pistons, right? Like LeBron finally beating the Celtics. And it's like, okay, I got through this juggernaut. I got through this squad. What's in front of me now is nothing.
Yeah. David versus Goliath. Like in Brunson's not going to have enough stones to throw at Wemby. The West is a better conference. We all know that. Division. And I don't think the Knicks have seen a team like the Spurs, especially with how they're playing right now, in a long, 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 long time.
Yeah. And if you're going to allow this series to be physical, we saw how physical Castle got with SGA. He didn't stop him, but he made it hard for him. And in some games, he didn't really have a great game. You got Castle's athletic ability and physicalness against Brunson. Like, I don't think Brunson's seen a physical defensive guard like that.
What you always, as a coach, take away their strong hand. If someone just literally, to your point, you get physical with him, force him to his right hand, that takes away a lot of the Knicks offense. And I'm not talking like do that at the 3-point line. I'm saying pick up early because everything flows through Brunson. Cat's not, going one-on-one. He's not ISO game. That's all in terms of the ISO game, all they have is Brunson. Like you're done after that. So I don't know what the solution is going to be.
But to add on to that, again, I'm not saying Castle's not going to slow down Brunson, right? I'm just saying he's going to get physical in his chest. He's going to make him work. And when Brunson gets into the lane, he's going to have that 7'4" guy there, right? Wemby takes away all those points in the paint, and Brunson scores a lot in the paint. So now they got to look to do it on the perimeter or they got to do it up and down. And I don't really think that is the Knicks' job. I think the Spurs are going to say, Josh Hart, you have to beat me. OG, you have to beat me. And Wemby, he's going to be like a free safety hovering around that paint, making sure Brunson doesn't get all the way to the rim.
I would love to see the Knicks win the first game, just to see the hopes just go straight up, just everyone in New York, and then just get decimated by an average of like 15 to 16 points the next 4 games. That would be my hope, to just get an inkling of just kind of, we might do this, New York. And New York, everyone's on board. You can't even spell basketball and you're on board. You're just on board to be on board.
But you touched about this earlier. Future dynasty, right? Like you kind of saw game 6. Okay, the Spurs are for real. And in game 7, they won. And the Knicks aren't going to stop the Spurs. So are we about to see like 4 out of 6, 3 out of 5? I know it's hard to do, But when you're the best player in the world, it's a whole lot easier to at least give yourself a chance to get back to the finals each and every year. LeBron did it. Steph did it. Michael did it. Jokic had a little trouble. Giannis had a little trouble. That's because they didn't have other dudes like Harbaugh and Castle.
Again, everyone go back to the start of the season. Everyone talked about OKC potentially winning 73 games and setting like that. Everyone's focus was on OKC. Like the question mark was Wemby and Spurs, maybe. Now the narrative is, to your point, not only are they going to win this one, but like I don't see them stopping. Here's the counterpoint, though. There are good GMs. There are good people with deep pockets in organizations and understanding. Now, Wemby's a unicorn, but at least OKC showed you how you could beat them.
But you need those parts and the personnel to do that.
Exactly. So you got to go figure it out. I'm sure, I mean, you might be able to put together some teams, but my point being is you're not going to be able to put together many teams that are going to be able to beat this Spurs team.
And I don't know if OKC can beat them next year because you have like Dort, Hardenstein. You got to get rid of those contracts. You got to figure out how to make Chet right. You got to pay Ajay Mitchell. So you're not going to have all those same people back and ready.
But I think you just made the whole point. You just answered your own question. Yes, it could be the next four. Like literally, like because the best team in the leagues just got beat by this team, and they're going to have to go figure out how to beat them. And they probably don't have all the pieces again.
Yeah, I read this thing. Spurs are ahead of schedule, which is crazy because Wemby's in year 3 and Castle's in year 2 and Harper's in year 1. Like if you look at the big threes like LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, they're much further along in their career. Same with the Warriors with KD, Steph, and Clay. You've got 3 dudes less than 3 years in the league. Like, get out of here. I'm not saying they're going to win every year, but they're going to have every opportunity to win every year and become the next dynasty.
Well, I think the point you made earlier is like every team is going to be architecting their team to beat the Spurs, right? Like that's unusual because in the NBA, you're out there to just make the best team. But now it's going to be crap. The Spurs are ahead of schedule. They got Wemby. And the West is probably going to run through them for a lot of years. So we got to go figure out who we're going to get through free agency or draft in order to beat them. And there's probably not too many players out there that are going to give you just straight away the little more that you need in order to beat Wemby and the Spurs.
Can't beat them, but you can't beat us. Hello and welcome to Big Ben and K-Win. Each week, a brand new episode. So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. If you're an audio podcast person, you should also subscribe. It will really help us out, but also notify you each week when we give a brand new episode. That's anywhere you get your audio podcast. That's Spotify, iHeart, Apple, and more. At Big Ben K-Win _ on social media, at Big Ben K-Win _ on social media. That is Threads, TikTok, X. Don't forget to follow the Discord and Instagram. I'm K-Win. He's Big Ben. We talked about the NBA Finals. We're going to talk baseball. My M's are back in first place. We'll talk a little NFL and much, much more.
I kind of still want to talk about the Spurs.
Okay.
No. I'm good on the Spurs. I'm good on the Spurs.
Well, we only have about 5 to 6 days because they're going to about to win this title real quick.
If there's a futures bet, I would go make it on the Spurs winning for the next 6.
Go to Kalshi and do it.
No, refuse.
Smart.
You be my bookie for this one.
Okay.
Give me some odds.
10 to 1.
Whoa, no, come on.
It's a sure thing. Let's talk Major League Baseball. So
My M's.
I got a Mariners hat, and all of a sudden Cal Raleigh got hurt. He was below the Mendoza line. They're scuffling. Look up now. The M's have won 6 straight as of today. They are in first place. Cal Raleigh's still on the shelf, I believe. And there's some new sport up there called piggybacking. Tell me a little bit about piggyback pitching.
So everyone wants to attribute piggybacking to like this success. While it is novel and somewhat new in a The reason behind it is the Mariners, Emerson Hancock all of a sudden changed his arm angle, and he's pitching like lights out. He's pitching tonight. He put down the first 6 batters tonight, and he's become a solid starter. And he came up because Bryce Miller effectively was injured to start the season. And so when Bryce Miller comes back, you can't take Emerson out of the rotation now. So what do? You sit there and go to Luis Castillo. Luis, we're going to temper you. We're going to give you 5, and then we're going to let Bryce come and finish the game. Well, the first time you tell a starter who may not get a quality start or the win when they're pitching a shutout that they're coming out of the game, it's not going to look good. It's not going to feel good. Egos are bruised. And a lot was made of what happened that first time when Bryce came in, and effectively they won. Now, what we're finding out is it's not the reason they're winning. Here's the reason they're winning. Julio Rodriguez hit 11 home runs in the month of May.
He always gets hot once the weather gets
Julio
better.
is carrying the team. As Julio goes, the Mariners go. It was not just Cal Raleigh. Yeah, he's what put us in. Like, he's the nice to have, but the Mariners are a solid team without him if Julio is playing like Julio should play. And he hit 11 home runs. I mean, outside of that, like, he's carrying the team. And they've had some solid pitching. And they beat the A's, pesky A's. And then the Diamondbacks, I don't know what happened to their bats the last 3 games, but M's are in first. But the piggybacking thing, I heard today that other teams may do it. And here's how they're going to do it. And here's 2 sides to it. One, if you're a starting pitcher, you're kind of mad because, one, you're not getting wins. When you're going to arbitration, you're mad. You're not getting quality starts. All that. All the stuff.
You're not getting that contract. You're not getting paid. And then you're going to be labeled as a guy who can't throw more than 4 innings.
Or you can't go to arbitration and go, if they just didn't piggyback me, like every game, I'd be okay. I would have this. But the other part is other teams have good arms in the minors or guys on 40-day or 40-man rosters that they got to bring up eventually or else the contract expires. So you're going to see, I think, more of this where you have an aging veteran or you have someone that, they get deep into the 5th, 6th, whatever it may be, or you go righty-lefty starter combo too, so that you turn over the lineup or switch around the lineup more often. I think more teams will do it.
I agree with you, and I actually like it because it basically prepares you for the playoffs. And what I mean by that is sometimes these starters are going to have to come in the 4th or 5th inning. And if you've had experience doing it, you're going to do better at it. And also it means that the Mariners have a wealth of pitching talent for their starters. And so they have the option to piggyback, and they have the option to go to a 6-man rotation. The Mariners have games in 16 of the next 17. Don't at me, Madden or Wheezy. I think it's something like that. But they have the ability to switch from a 5-man rotation where one of those starts is piggybacking to a 6-man rotation. That's going to keep the arms healthy, the arms fresh, and then they can always go back, or they can stay on it. Or if someone gets banged up, they can go to a 5-man rotation. It gives the teams a lot of flexibility. So I love the Mariners for being trailblazers in this.
It was somewhat by necessity, right? You can't leave you can't leave a guy with that good of arm. Like, you can't take Emerson Hancock was the reason this happened. But the other part of this too is it impacts the bullpen, right? You get high leverage. Like, the Mariners are throwing high leverage guys out there a lot. Their analytics, they're driven. We got to bring this guy in, then this guy, then this guy. But the bullpen can take a little bit of a breather. And that's the other part too. Your point in playoffs, you want high leverage guys for like a batter or 2. You don't want them in there for 2 or 3 innings. So we got a better. What would you call it besides piggyback?
I'm glad you brought it up because it's not piggybacking, because it's not like they're pitching together on the same rubber. I would call it relay race. You hand off the baton to the next pitcher who comes in and throws.
Baton passing. No, relay race. They're not running anywhere, though.
They're running strikes down your throat.
That's so poor. You can tell you're not in marketing. Oh, my goodness.
They're sprinting splitters.
We need to get, like, if anyone watches this, like, give us a better name than piggybacking.
Yes. Or relay race, because right now, relay race
No,
is
that's
number
not
2.
a name. That's not even, it's part of the proposal. That pitch got poo-pooed. It's in the garbage. Crumple it up. But the be-all, end-all is not, the Mariners, people will attribute to piggybacking, just Julio's playing well. And the Juju, it's June Juju. Like, we're back playing the way we should have. We're capable of playing.
Yeah,
I guess.
Got off to a slow start, but didn't get discouraged. Hung in there. Stuck around 500. That's the key. I always say, stick around 500. Get hot. You're in the wild card. Now they're top of the division. Cal's going to come back. There's no extra pressure on Cal. The team's winning. Right. So
Rosarena's had a really good season to start. His OPS is up and around 850, I think. Like, he's been a stalwart. And then Mr. Emerson's come in. Normally, people remember the first guy that got, at least that I could remember, Chris Bryant got called up for the Cubs.
Yeah.
And there's just bated breath on every game and every pitch around him.
Yeah.
Emerson's got a little of that because there was so much hype. But he's playing. He kept his head down. There isn't like this demoralization if he strikes out. He knows he gets another AB. He's in another bright spot for the Mariners.
Love it. Should we get into some football now?
Ooh, big trade today.
Huge trade.
Big trade.
And Eagles fans, we're not talking about A.J. Brown to the Patriots, okay? Because that trade was okay. What, A.J. Brown to the Patriots. Eagles got 2 draft picks, I think, for that. But let's talk about Myles Garrett, Blockbuster, to the Rams. I think for 3 draft picks. A first rounder, a couple late rounders, second rounder. I don't know. I'm so excited for this trade. And a little demoralized by it, too, because the Rams have to be Super Bowl favorites, right?
You and I'm going to answer the question, but then I also, yes, I believe you have to be. Myles Garrett, if he played for the Rams and did what he's done the last, 5-6 seasons?
Yeah.
Like, he would have a statue outside of SoFi. He's that good. You just didn't hear from him because he's from Cleveland, and Cleveland stinks. But remember, we talked about this previously. The Rams don't build through the draft all that much. They would rather sacrifice that for a known commodity and someone that's going to allow them to win now. And I think they looked at Myles Garrett and said, we're this close. Like, Myles Garrett probably would have put Sam Darnold on his keister about 7 or 8 times last season. Probably tipped the scales to them going to the Super Bowl or them being the number 1 seed, that they made the investment. Smart.
Yeah. The Rams, I'll push back on that a little bit. They do build through the draft in getting the young players so that they can afford the superstars and the contracts,
Fair.
right?
Yep. There you go.
But this is a massive trade for the Rams, who are like, win now with Stafford before you hand it off to Ty Simpson. You got Puka still trying to figure that thing out. You've got Devontae Adams. You've got these vets with a young defense that just got the best defensive player in the league, and you have McVay scheming up, calling plays. Oh, that division just got tougher. And I mean, I have to say, Seahawks and Rams have to be the 2 best teams in the NFL heading into this season.
You're a Niners fan. I mean, I'm sure Niners fans weren't happy about this.
No.
I mean, Myles Garrett is probably the best. Didn't he set the record of single season sacks? No one even talks about that.
Yes. Because he plays in Cleveland. No one
talks
talks
about it. On a
about
Browns team where the team's running the ball, just try to get the clock down so they can leave Cleveland. Like, he is not getting the most opportunities to sack the quarterback that he will get with the Rams.
Correct. The other teams are throwing the ball. They're not throwing the ball because they're up by so much.
Thank you. You just said it a lot more concisely than I did. I would take the over-under of 23.5 sacks. I would take the over next year for Myles Garrett. He's going to have a heyday.
Yeah.
And it's on turf. You're a little faster.
You're a little faster when you're playing on a winning team that has a chance to win a Super Bowl.
Yes.
Like, he is going to be
no plays
amped up. Yes. And he's got that warm weather, too. We're not talking about, like, stretching in the cold weather to get warm for a game. Like, come off the beach, have a green juice, and get ready to go.
Yeah, there's no wind chill off the Ohio River slowing you down. There's no headwinds he's going to have to run through.
It's a cool, balmy breeze off Venice Beach Boardwalk.
Aaron Donald's been rumored maybe coming back.
Is that true?
There's conspiracy theories already that he sent out it was him working out to a particular song, and the song mentioned he's always ready and he's going to come. If I'm him, listen, you're not an every down guy, but like maybe, third and long, you want to get after it, or, second. And I mean, it's not like he left because he was dinged up, and couldn't walk anymore. The guy's ready to go.
Yeah.
You tell me. I mean, Bruce Smith played till he was like 42.
I think Darnold could play, but I don't think he really wants to, right? I think he's seeking out what's next in his life and probably doesn't want to do two-a-days and get hit and all that other stuff. Like CTE.
Dude, you think they're gonna make him do two-a-days? No, just show up for games. That was all. His position as a D tackle is you choose one gap or the other gap. That's literally it. Well, you occupy these players or that players. That's it.
You got travel. You've got a lot.
I'm saying.
He's got the ring. He's going to the Hall of Fame.
Agreed, but go get another one. There's a good opportunity. I'm thinking if I'm him, okay, I'm Aaron Donald. I'm still in shape. If I can go get it's not even about the money, maybe. Maybe it is. Maybe I want another boat. Maybe I know how much a boat costs. Maybe I'll go get a contract for the cost of that boat.
Maybe I'll pick my kids up from school. Maybe I'll be there for my wife. Maybe I will play more video games.
Maybe he does. Okay, I got an analogy for you. I asked, I was like, who is Madison Beer? And apparently she's a semi-famous, very famous in the social network world, not so famous in the charts, but she's a performer. She's going on some tours, and she's very Megan Fox-esque, if you're looking for a visual.
She's good looking.
Very Megan Fox-esque, yes. If you believe that Megan Fox is good looking, she looks like Megan Fox.
Megan Fox is good looking. I'm just to set the record straight.
Okay. Analogy. Sports analogy. So the story is Justin Herbert signs a $263 million contract with the Chargers. Went to the playoffs last year. Jim Harbaugh's his coach, and he says, "Coach, I don't want to come to voluntary workouts." And he says, "Why? Well, that's fine. It's voluntary, but it's just a question for you, Justin. Where are you going?" "I'm gonna go support my girlfriend." "Okay, who's your girlfriend?" "Madison Beer." "Oh, who's that? Hold on. All right, Justin, have a good time."
So wait, did he look at her Instagram before he gave it?
I don't know, but the vibe around the it was kind of one of these like, okay, have a good time. We'll see you during OTAs.
Do you think this is a big deal?
Here's what I feel like he's getting superstar treatment, and he's not a superstar, not yet. That's something you do after you win the Super Bowl. You say, "Hey guys, later, I'm gonna go." You haven't won a Super Bowl. You haven't won much.
Yeah, but most people don't participate in OTAs. Most people also don't have famous girlfriends. If he was dating Susie from Fresno and he was going back to Susie's farm to go milk some cows and miss OTAs, no one would be talking about this. It's the fact that he's dating a celebrity, one, and two, that he's somewhere in Europe, I believe. But I say all that to say, if he comes out and he balls next year, no one cares. But if for some reason
this is going to be it.
They start losing, this is going to come to the forefront, because what you do off the field is not important if you're winning, but what you do off the field if you're not winning becomes very important.
Okay. Madison Beer. Okay. Analogy for you. Taylor Swift. And these are basketball comps. Okay. Because I couldn't footballs. Taylor Swift is the LeBron James of female artists. She's just global icon. Madison Beer. Therese Halliburton.
Is she hurt? Is she on the IR?
A lot of potential if she's on the court.
Okay. But she's good enough to get her team to the championships.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. We just got to see it on a full tour. We can't. International tour. We got to get fully international.
I thought you were going to say she's like Chet Holmgren. She disappears when the lights get big. Couldn't even say it with a straight face. She disappears on the big stage. Chet's getting some heat. Have you been on Instagram? Is that just my algorithm? Someone said Wemby claimed him on his taxes. And then you see memes, Wemby had a baby. And I'm like, I didn't know Wemby had a baby. Comes out and it's little Chet. The memes are killing me. Like, this is going to be a critical summer from Chet because he's getting a lot of heat, maybe more than he deserves.
He's third team NBA, third team all NBA.
But he didn't play like it.
No, he did not.
He played scared and afraid. And I was talking to my buddy about this. He's like, oh, he'll bounce back. I'm like, maybe. But, like, if you're in a locker room, you look around like, did you quit, bro? Are you scared? Now other teams are going to try to punk him like Vassell and all these other teams. They just came for him. Let's tell me the fifth or sixth best player on the other team can punk you?
Okay. Chet is punkable. I've seen him get the guy gets dunked on a lot. I'm not going to deny that. Here's the thing that I think happened to Chet, especially throughout this series. When you are playing with the best player in the league, the MVP, and you throughout the season have been a secondary option, right? No one's given Chet the ball and saying, all right, Chet, go to work, right? He's done work from a secondary standpoint. But when you're in the playoffs, every game counts, every possession counts, every shot counts. I think sometimes you get a little puckered in the butt because the other option is letting the best MVP player in the league shoot or do what he needs to do. I think Chet has a tough time being assertive in a game and saying, I'm really fucking good at this game and I'm going to go show it. Instead, he says, someone else might be able to score. I don't want to shoot.
Yeah. Well, he did pucker, and I agree with what you're saying. I guess what's disappointing for me is you've got to help your team win. And so if you're not scoring, play some defense, block some shots. He's not even doing that. Like, get some rebounds. Like, do something extra. Like, high pick and roll, dive to the hoop. You're 7 feet.
Yeah, but here's the other. Chet.
But is that on Chet or is that on the coach?
I think the dynamic Chet. There's a lot of difference between 7 foot and 7'4". Like, so Chet could usually run down the middle and expect nothing, with confidence, right? Now, when you're going up against 7'4", you're not all that confident. You got to find another way to score. But also, Chet, there's only one guy in the league that I've seen be skinny as all get out and still score however he can. That's KD. Like, somehow, the guy can't bench press 35, but he can put up 45 points on any given night. Chet needs to, I think, get in the weight room and be more assertive down low. Because I think we saw he can't operate on the 3-point all series or attack. If you're going to go attack, you better be able to take it to Wemby. And I don't think he could take it to Wemby.
Yeah. Here's my problem if we dive into this further. Are you telling me that Chet can't guard Wemby?
No. Who can, really, to be honest?
Okay, then let's dive into this. Are you telling me that Chet does not want to guard Wemby? Because he didn't even guard Wemby. He guarded someone else. If you're Chet, aren't you going to be like, I want to guard that guy? Like, coach, like, they didn't even put him at 5. They hid him from guarding Wemby, which on the other side of the court, if Wemby was guarding him and you brings him out and they do a pick and roll, he can dive and get away from Wemby. But when you're the 4, you can't really get away from Wemby. I just think he didn't want that smoke.
He didn't. Well, no, I think the coach probably protected him a bit from that. One, you don't want to get him in foul trouble. You don't want to put him in a situation that he's just not going to win. And then two, I think you're right. It's for Chet, the confidence. When he's going, he's going. The minute, and this is like anyone, the minute you go in against Wemby and get your stuff put back in your face, you're not going in again to get the stuff put back in the face. And two, you don't know what to do next. Like, you don't know where to fit. Like, Chet is a player, I think, of flow. And SGA, he benefited from SGA a lot, playing off the ball wing.
And Jalen Williams.
Chet is not 1A or 1B.
Yeah.
He's not. From an offensive standpoint, he's not. Now he's going to do well on the defensive end against anyone else other than Wemby. And quite frankly, third team All-NBA, I think that's his peak. Like, I don't see him getting beyond that.
Not over this performance. Let's get out of here. Got anything you want to talk about? You want to talk about Sacramento?
No.
Great.
The Kimpton. Just if you're going to Sacramento, go to the Kimpton. Stay at the Kimpton. Don't leave the Kimpton.
You got friends up there. You stay with your friends. I'm not staying in a hotel.
Oh,
I'm not knocking the
No,
Kimpton.
go to the Kimpton. Tell your friends to come to the Kimpton.
Fair enough. But make sure you come next week to this show at BigBenKwin_, wherever you get your social media. That is TikTok, Instagram, Threads, X. Don't forget to follow the Discord. If you're watching this on YouTube, live or on demand, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Audio podcasters, Apple, Spotify, Pandora, and more. Make sure you subscribe. Give us a 5-star review. It'll really help us out.
It's Madison Beer, not Madison Beers.
So she's singular.
Yeah, singular.
Are you sure? I thought
I'm
it was
positive.
plural.
No, it's singular. Madison Beer. It's weird though. You want to say
singular.
beers.
Yeah, you want to say beers.
You want to say beers, but it's Madison Beer.
Yeah, you kind of want a plural last name. The singular last name, like, it's not Brett Meyer. It's Brett Myers.
Right. What do you think her
It's not LeBron James. It's LeBron James. So I was up in Sac and went to this fundraiser, and there was a lot of law enforcement there. So there was auctions for different things, and there was firearms there. So there were some guns there, and it reminded me about the time that I got busted in customs trying to bring some firearms from Mexico back to the States. The federales took me aside. They looked at my bicep and said, "You smuggling guns?" Oh, still got it. We'll end on that one. You fell right into that one.
If that's a gun, that's a potato gun. That's a stud gun.
What?
Yes. Okay.
These are some bazookas here. See these biceps?